Hi, this is Anna von Reitz webinar, April 25th, 2022. It's been a busy week. I've accomplished many things, very productive, great information, everything falling into place. We have been able to prove all claims of impersonation and waiver of birthright. Lots of people claiming conspiracy theories from before, coming to the realization that laws and facts are real and on our side. We have standing and truth on our side. Proven facts can't be denied. Corporations, they have created a bill of attainder, usurped power. Rules of attainder have been outlawed in the United States for 200 years. Why did they do it? Because they could. Because they did, and nobody challenged them. Nobody's keeping track of who is doing what. Sheriffs, courts, judges are not ours. They are all foreign entities. We need our courts up and running to claim our space and dismiss the Roman civil law courts dedicated to the will of state, the Queen. Public duty to self-govern. Enforce our constitutions. Freedom requires action and responsibility. By incorporating corporations, government, city, county, townships, they manipulated incorporation to usurp the possession of entities into a government possession, the territory and municipal government, without any money, just assumption. Complete corruption, block grants for federal money programs, the city states, and they probably were tricked into this by just giving them perks. They didn't realize that they were giving away their property and their rights. The law of the land. This is how foreigners look at our law, our land, the ultimate authority. It went from Jackson County to Jackson County, Inc. That went from a county that's counties acting without full disclosure or authority. Public never notified, no votes, done by elected officials. There's an article written, Your Sheriff or My Sheriff. Incorporations used to convert and entrap. It went from a county government to a corporate government. It went from land and soil jurisdiction to a sea jurisdiction. It went from a national government to a commercial corporation providing government services. Sheriff used to be top dog, busted down to the low man on the totem pole. His power was diminished. Delaware is a foreign country. Any corporation created in Delaware is a foreign corporation. This week, we nationalized 750,000 corporations. They can no longer harm the American people. Charters accepted and transferred. Doesn't affect good corporations. It covers corporations that cause harm. A lot will be prosecuted and liquidated. To people that was working to demise humanity, they will be prosecuted. Random employees just working will not be charged unless you specifically knew what you were doing and had intentionally intended harm. Going back to Delaware is a foreign state, or a foreign country. It has the King's Court. This is how they have access to really to steal our assets. The King's Court, when you enter it, the king owns everything and you are nothing. You are owned by the king, very abusive system, no rights, and you are considered a dependent. They can take any of your possessions, including patents or any assets that you have, at the will of the king through the Delaware court. Your misidentification as a corporation usurped the power through the corporation you're dealing with, the loan company, which is a government corporation, and then takes you to the King's Court to claim all your assets when you can't pay your payment. Military, finally getting it, starting to understand that we are the employers, we are the public government, direction to military and the federal government. Crimes against Americans. There's been, we're having a lot of problems because nobody can get anything done to anyone that does something against you. The district attorneys don't want to act on anything. No indictments on complaints from the public. He is part of the Queen's court. You can't get remedy because he is part of the corrupt system. You really don't exist. He ignores you for his own profit. If we had a standing grand jury, we could make our own indictment. Washington court is up and running. It has a trial court. It has the ability to have a trial court and a grand jury. They could call the grand jury into session, make the writ of mandamus, the order to compel officers to do their job, and the indictment. This is a scenario that is a true story. 8 police show up. This is a territorial foreign government, told to cease and desist. They're drilling doors, tearing things down, searching the place, mocking the people that they're harassing, saying that they have power, they have guns, they'll do what they want, they're the government. Well, they don't realize that they're involved in a very serious crime and can be charged with trespass, assault, and damage to property. The district attorney, 0% interest to indict. Our grand jury can process the indictment and for remedy. It arrests the sheriff and his officers till their duty is done. Detectives. What is a detective? Pinkertons, private agents. They are under the Pinkerton Act. Foreign agents that were allowed to be on U.S. soil to protect foreign assets, the payroll of foreign corporations. They, by law, are not to interfere with any of our living, period. They are under corporate law, hired mercenaries to uphold the law of the corporation from the public, protection from the public law. Slavery takes root in the mind. Freedom takes action. Self-governing is breaking free from the foreign control. This is how we are indoctrinated from the beginning. Take, for example, the Pledge of Allegiance, oath to the Queen for your serfdom, territorial municipal governments. Who are you pledging to? The defunct Federal Republic? Our republic has been on hold for 160 years. Fraud against Americans, implanting info into generational teachings, allowing youngsters to believe that this allegiance is to the United States when it is actually to a foreign government. The Pledge of Allegiance creates presumed contract. Unless you specifically deny allegiance with the Queen, territorial, or municipal government, they take it under the situation that they just assume that you are 100% with that pledge. The USA Inc. and the USA Corporation, bankruptcy notified, the Republic is no longer wants to contract with them at all, and the reason would be for cause. No more presumed contracts, and no more contracts with any subcontractors that does not serve the civilian government for the betterment of humanity. No successor contracts. CEOs have been arrested, Pfizer, Moderna, etc., more coming in the future. It's our public duty to fire them and hire or contract with an entity that will provide government services to the people, the Republic, as requested. This big COVID fraud that went on, the deep state profit was $27 trillion, and it cost the people, from the evil of the deep state actions, $500 trillion. Killing for profit, depopulating our country because they have sold off big areas of land. They wanted to clear the land so that new owners can come to claim, which she didn't state, but I believe that she has in previous webinars, that it is China that bought up most of the land. BlackRock was liquidated. Larry Fink is not soon for this world. They, at one time, which I believe this is over with now, paying double for property, buying up land across the United States, especially farmland. No remorse, They deserve jail. No feeling for humanity. They created capital crimes, treason against our lawful government, conspiracy against the constitutions, kidnapping, island piracy, criminal negligence, and trafficking. The trafficking would be the misidentifying you between your jurisdictions, which is human trafficking. Cases cut and dried. We have proof of all claims. We, the Republic, has the ultimate authority to exercise capital punishment. I'm not encouraging vigilante behavior or violence. I'm saying that the public law states jury of 12 or 3 service members, active or retired, can hold court tribunals until guilty. Upon a guilty verdict, they hang the perpetrator. This is our current public law. We are the enforcement. If we do nothing, we are complicit. This is how to keep peace on the frontier. Be careful about assumption of ignorance. Waking people up is a tough job. Be in their face with proofs. It's us, just us. Reality. We are going to meet resistance. Keep pushing forward. They use your power against you. Research and find a better path that works. Things are changing. The paperwork does work, but you have to be able to present yourself with knowledge and power. Wake up, America. These people working in positions like sheriff, court personnel are not aware that they're working for a foreign government. Judges have to register as a foreign entity. Public duty has to be done to secure the public life. It's not fun being grandma with the fly swatter. Being a part of the lawful government and self-governing is imperative to our future. 3.5 billion volts of electricity in our being. Create your future. Have more respect for your body, your creator, each other, and nature. Our food and water have been denatured. Meat have hormones which promote transgenderism. Our water and food have been infused with toxins to depopulate the masses. We are allowing this to happen. GMO foods, corn and wheat, the fertilizer in the seed. That means that we are actually digesting toxins. Fluoride toothpaste, why? Fluoride in the water, why? Soy, natural source of estrogen, transgenderism, boy to girl. All this is under your jurisdiction. FDA promotes these, not protecting humanity. Transgenderism is Nazism. Hitler took alienated people, socially oppressed, like LGBTQ, gathered them, and they became his endorsers and put him into power. The brown shirts. After in power, he had them all arrested, imprisoned, and killed by military. He used them for his own gain. Today, Nazism is prevalent, so LGBTQ crowd may take heed if history repeats itself. The deep state likes to pollute the blood. They did this before by rape, producing mixed-race children. Now they're polluting the blood with monkey and snake toxins. I hope this inspires people to get off the couch. Banks. We finally figured out how the banks are making money at this point. They're using the SWIFT system to restrict and obstruct trade, and then taking the money into trading platforms for bullet trades. They can keep your money up to 7 days. This is unjust. The FCC and the FTC is ignoring this fraud. No authority to do any of this. Slam dunk court case. All proofs acquired. Bringing complaint as competitors under Title 15, the monopolies. FBI is responsible for interstate bank fraud. FBI is part of the system, no indictments. So this is why we have to file this in the international court. Hopefully we will gain control of the SWIFT system's control and hopefully we will gain control of the SWIFT systems. Right now, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds associated with the banks are who has control over that. With that system, they have been able to control and restrict credit, manipulate commodity markets, and promote their own agendas with no regard to humanity. Anyone interested in just looking and researching a little, follow the money. Look at records, USA records from 2007. 3 U.S. attorneys within 3 days. I smell a rat. The first resigned. The second did the dirty job. And 3 was the new hire. Constables calling themselves sheriffs. Sheriff coroners. There is no such position. These are people making up their own offices, or maybe doubling their offices so that they have more income to manipulate. We have no districts. We have counties and states, physical land. Washington, D.C. is a foreign country. District courts are foreign government. Our government is not political. We have separation of church and state. The territorial and municipal government is the pot stirrers, always causing a conflict to profit from war, using humanity for profit. We are still in need of funding and donations. It's got to cover the efforts that we're trying to fight with the bank to get everything pushed through, dealing with legal fictions, legal strategy for setting up the court systems, researching how to deal with foreign courts in our transition to the common law courts, and filing court fees for the FTC complaint. Okay, so here's a little history. Revolutionary War was 8 years long. Cornelius surrendered and the fighting ceased. The soldiers that were the Continental Army soldiers were deemed sovereign in their own right, and their prodigy became kings by their service of maintaining the country. The people that were not sovereign obtained colonial status, in other words, Commonwealth status or territorial status. They were loyal subjects of the Queen, and their children were born into as sovereign. But they did not get their sovereignty. It only went to their children. You can trace your lineage through the Revolutionary War records. There's 2 types of sovereignty. You were either born on soil, or you can gain the sovereignty through the prodigy of one of these revolutionary soldiers. Precedent of the military to claim a separate and finer estate. They do this because of what went on with the misidentification. They get first dibs on anything of value, and so they actually put a claim on your estate. Money cached away 4 generations. Government cheated them. Military took the wealth and created major amounts of slush funds. The VA soldiers were cast out and thrown away as used-up mercenaries. So the VA has trillions and trillions of dollars. They owed the VA soldiers this for all kinds of benefits that they didn't receive over 4 generations. Their fund is set up and distributing now. Civilians will be soon. You can receive a VA and a civilian benefit. Just because you receive one does not mean you can't receive the other. You qualify for both. The website for that is https colon forward slash FG. I'm sorry. Let's start over. https JFGGroups.com/US Vet Bank. Veterans did all of the research to identify and claim all of this money. It came from their research. And when they were doing their research, they also found a lot of family money to some people, like if they confiscated an inheritance, all will be returned. We are sorting out the details. Evidence of U.S. corporations running other countries in the world. We have been paying for the world defense because all of those countries are under occupation by the Queen or Pope. They started wars and never allowed them to end. So countries are under occupation and confiscation, profiting through humanity suffrage. Please hire vets to the assembly, county level. Support vets all you can. The vets have also programs to pay for mortgages because mortgages were promised to be paid off and no benefits were ever paid. We will eventually have a liaison to the VA program. And here is some really good news for the vets. You were supposed to get 2 retirements, one from the territorial government, one from the municipal government, but they only let you have access to one account. You are due another check every month. All right, so if you want to donate, there's a Cash App for Anna. It's a money sign, uppercase A, lowercase n, N-A, uppercase R, lowercase E-I-Z-E. So it's money sign Anna Rise. She also has a P.O. box, Anna Marie Reisinger, R-I-E-Z-I-N-G-E-R, P.O. Box 520994, Big Lake, Alaska 99652. During the vets' research and everything, they also found 5,000 large trusts that were stolen 100 years ago. They were were supposed to be used for philanthropic work. Heirs being sought out now. Heirs are even unaware of the trusts. And so they're looking to find out the owners of those trusts. Good night and God bless. Go to your happy place. You have a great night. Thank you.